let's move on to the back-to-back world champion Kansas City Chiefs. So they beat the 49ers yesterday 28-18. Mahomes moves to 5-0 against the San Francisco 49ers. By the way, 2 of those wins were in the Super Bowl. Get to the 49ers and particularly Brock Purdy a little bit later in the segment, but I wanted to focus on Kansas City to start. Statistically speaking, Patrick Mahomes has not been good at all this year. 6 touchdowns, 8 picks, and I believe if the numbers serve me correctly, he's just struggling just to be in the top 20 in terms of passer rating. So by the numbers, Mahomes has not been good. But of course, this isn't a carving up the context segment. We usually do those on Wednesdays. Maybe we should have done one today. Who knows? But to provide context, Patrick Mahomes, like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tom Brady, like all these legendary athletes, is not somebody who can just be reduced to stats. We've got to move past that with a guy at this caliber, at this stage in his career. I said this stage like he's an older player, but at this stage as it pertains to what he's already accomplished, in the sense that this is a Chiefs team that, first and foremost, might have the best defense of football. It's them or Pittsburgh. Minnesota had a rough day, but Detroit's going to do that to a lot of teams. We're going to talk about them in 10 minutes. But it's to me, the clear-cut 3 best defenses of football in no particular order. Steelers, Vikings, Chiefs. And they overwhelmed Brock Purdy yesterday, and then that Niners offense yesterday, obviously a beat-up 49ers offense. Get to them later. The Chiefs' defense is going to be good. Andy Reid's going to do his thing in terms of play calling. I thought Andy Reid coached an outstanding game yesterday. Just a lot of packages and formations, the creativity. Carson Wentz, the backup quarterback, is in on a red zone play in that game. It's like he's getting everybody involved. It's just he keeps you on your toes. And for Mahomes, a guy whose receiving core is, I talk about how bad Dak's receiving core is. And outside of CeeDee Lamb, it's objectively terrible. They're 32nd in the NFL in terms of separation. But of course, and I love Dak Prescott more than anybody, Dak is not Patrick Mahomes. That's just an understatement of the day. Dak is not Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has a Travis Kelce who, while still productive in spurts, kind of saves that for the playoffs. Like, but Kelce was okay last year in the regular season and phenomenal in the playoffs. Matter of fact, one of the great postseason runs by a tight end ever. That's what Travis is at this point in his career. He's in year 12, rather. So he's not the same player he used to be. Hollywood Brown gone. Rashee Rice gone. Now Juju Smith-Schuster, who they just picked up off the street for the Patriots, gone. Isaiah Pacheco, gone. And he's still not making it work. By the way, those 2 interceptions, the first one, if you want to put it on Mahomes, fine. That thing got tipped. The second one, receiver just plumb runs the wrong route. It was just a bad route. I mean, he's working again with Sky Moore, with obviously Xavier Worthy, who I really like long-term. I don't like Xavier Worthy as a number 1 receiver in the NFL. No, I do not like that. Noah Gray, who's emerging, but he's still Noah Gray. And the Chiefs are 6-0. And I think we've got to move past how we viewed this team for years and what their reality is today, how they're currently constructed. So from 2018 was Mahomes' first year starting. So from 2018 to 2021, Mahomes was slinging it all over the yard, and Tyreek Hill was catching 50-yard touchdowns, and Travis Kelce was just eating your defense alive with 15-yard catches, and the Chiefs were just putting up a million points. They did win a lot of shootouts. Their defense often wouldn't show up to the party, and Mahomes would have to save the day at the very end. That's not who they are now. They may get back to that in the future because Mahomes is that type of player and Reid is that type of coach, but that's not who they are now. They're a team that is built, first and foremost, obviously off the greatness of Mahomes, but by their defense as well. It is so similar. It's not even funny. It's so darn similar to the New England Patriots with Tom Brady, where there was a stretch when the Patriots won the Super Bowl, their first Super Bowl, back in the 2001 season. Right, that was the year, obviously, we know how Tom got his job. Bledsoe suffers the life-threatening injury, of course. Thank God he's okay. Brady comes in. There was a point in that season. The Patriots won 11 games that year. There was a point in the season when the New England Patriots won 6 straight games in 2001. And in that stretch, Tom Brady, the greatest ever, threw 3 touchdown passes. And I think it was like 8 picks or something. Like, Brady was not good, except when he had to be. And that's part of the reason Tom is the GOAT. Like, even when Tom isn't playing well, if Tom Brady's got the ball, either with the lead or with the chance to take it in the fourth quarter, you're scared out of your mind. And that's what Mahomes puts in you. In the second half, Kansas City, and again, aided by Purdy turnovers, we'll get to Purdy, but Kansas City's in a spot, if I can pull this up here, where it is, what's the score at this point? Okay, 14-12. This is after Purdy's thrown the brutal interception. And Patrick Mahomes, was it this drive? Yes. It's 2nd down and 7 from the San Francisco 37-yard line. And Patrick Mahomes, we don't have the film of it for copyright reasons, but Patrick Mahomes is rolling to his left, pump fakes Fred Warner, the best linebacker in the game, gets Fred Warner guessing, rolls to his left, takes that puppy 33 yards down inside the 5-yard line, and sets up Kansas City for a touchdown. Mahomes making plays when his team needs the most. Later on, after Mahomes, and by the way, I hear all the time, oh my goodness, it's rigged for the Chiefs. The refs have it in the bag for the Kansas City. I don't know, Mahomes, and the second interception was shoved in the throat by Malik Collins, a defensive tackle. Didn't see a flag. Ref looked like he might have was about to throw him potentially. Decided to keep it in his pocket. Whatever. Mahomes goes on with that kid. My man Jeff was texting me throughout this game. He's a big Niners fan. Mustafa, boy, does he... Listen, that guy will hit you, bro. He will hit you. And Mahomes, in this next drive after that, for a touchdown run, or was it this drive? Or no, it might have been. Sorry, it was the drive where Mahomes ran them down. 4th down and goal. Same drive, rather. I apologize. Mahomes lowers his shoulder into the hardest hitting player on the Niners defense. Boom! I'm in. We're up we're up 2 scores, and you're not coming back from that. I think it's doing this player a disservice. I saw a statistical comparison. It's gone viral on social media. Mahomes in the first 6 games of year 8 versus Tom Brady in the first 6 games of year 8. Yeah, that's a great comparison. Let's use Patrick Mahomes' worst start to a season ever against Brady's best start. I mean, that's kind of a disingenuous stat, but whatever. This isn't a guy. It's like Steph Curry. Mahomes and Steph are so similar. It's not even funny. Steph Curry can be shooting 2 for 15. You're scared out of your mind if Steph Curry has the ball in the final minutes of a game. It's like, oh, God, it just takes one for this guy, and he's going to go in a flurry, Curry flurry. And that's kind of how I feel about Mahomes. It just takes that one play, and it's like, oh, God, there he is again. Mama, there go that man. There he goes. Listen, I am not... I said earlier, I am baffled at the coverage of the Jets as people acting as if they're anything short of a 7-win football team. I'm a little baffled at the coverage of the Chiefs. Maybe it's nothing. It's nothing more than what we were used to them being and what they are now. Like, folks, do we realize how bad that they're not good. Like they're. I don't want to say they're Patriots bad. They're close. I mean, Xavier Worthy, who I like long term, he's a rookie though. Juju Smith-Schuster, who was on the Patriots, did nothing. Now he's hurt. Mahomes elevated him into something. Mecole Hardman, who was cut by the Jets, let go by the Chiefs. Now he's back. Kareem Hunt, who nobody wanted. Chiefs brought him back. It sounds cheesy. It sounds corny, but I swear it's a real thing with dynasties. They just know how to close games. Even against the best teams. The Chiefs did it by the skin of their teeth, but against the Ravens, Patrick Mahomes was clutch against Cincinnati. They closed it out defensively against Atlanta. What was their 4th game? Closed out defensively against the Chargers. Mahomes and the Chiefs offense put on a showcase against the Saints, and then against on the road against a Niners team that really, really needed a win and certainly wanted revenge after how last year's Super Bowl went. Mahomes didn't blink. Mahomes and Purdy both without their weapons. And Mahomes just said, I'm going to do whatever I got to do in the second half and the 4th quarter of this game, and we're to slam the door on you. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube, and be sure to go click that big red subscribe button and check out the other clips and full shows from Carving It Up Live, as well as our other incredible content creators here on the Grid Network.